Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We are recording here on Valentine's, and we're Lisa's dressed in red, Harmony red, Martha May's hearts in red and stuff like that. This is great. Craig and I are, chilling.
You guys got some Easter colors going on, but that's okay. I like that holiday too.
The girls got it going on.
So today I said that we needed to kind of have a feel good story. It's Valentine's Day. So we have one of the stories today we're going to cover is college students donate GameStop gains to buy video games for sick kids. And then what's this? The Minnesota Zoo invites you to name a hissing cockroach after an X. What? Well. We're also going to talk about this Texas emergency alert mistake that warns residents to look out for killer doll Chucky, just because it's fun, right? And then we'll talk about the stories from the front lines of pandemic dating. All right, who turned this one in? Irish mail order dudes.
It wasn't me.
Husbands.
It wasn't me.
Maybe it's in honor of you.
The headline is find your.
I am going to find that site though.
The headline is find your very own Liam Neeson. Wait, Liam Neeson. Did I say his last name right?
Yep.
Among Ireland's mail order husbands, and then Lil Uzi. We got Lil Uzi Diamond because diamonds are people's best friend.
Right.
Girl guy. Yeah.
Let's dig into that one right away. So this is gonna be a quick show because it's Valentine's Day. We know that you guys are hanging out and chilling with the the
loved one,
whatever you're
significant
doing.
Other.
I'll probably be chilling with pizza, but a little later here. This week, Lil Uzi debuted a gigantic 10-carat pink diamond in the middle of his forehead. It's $24 million worth in his forehead. Now, the article, I'm not going to read many of these articles. We're going to more discuss them today, but it talks about how literally if he got hit, it would rip half of his forehead off, his skin. Who wants to weigh in first?
That's the risk for being pretty, I guess.
Yeah. It's all about the bling bling. I don't know.
Obviously a showstopper, trying to make a statement. When somebody, admits that it took them 3 years to save up for it, I'm sure it gives them 3 years to think about it or to back out. I would imagine that the doctor or tattoo piercer, I don't know,
piercer as
would
well,
have probably given him, some fair warning of, things to look out for. It's obviously, it sounds like that it could be terribly health related, bad for his health. So I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. I just personally, I thought it was interesting because the amount that it costs, it's worth $24 million. You're going to have it in the middle of your forehead. My first thought was, wow, you're just a walking target, aren't you? And I don't want to think of it in that way, but I know that people have been killed for less. So my questions is has he thought about that?
Yeah. It's not clear.
It doesn't seem to bother him if he has.
Yeah, it's not clear.
I would imagine if he can afford a $24 million diamond, he probably has some security. But
what kind of outfit do you wear with your forehead? That's what I want to know. Wow. That's what I want to know. What kind of outfit do you accessorize?
I don't think you need to. It doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
Publicity, though, $24 million. I mean, can you buy that kind of publicity? That's what I was thinking.
$24 million can buy a lot of stuff.
But the publicity that he's getting on this is enormous. Jackie's here chilling. She's, excited to be here as well on Valentine's.
Well, you had mentioned it too, Matt, that, could this diamond perhaps be worth more in the future because of all this publicity? And I think that's a very good point. And when you and I had talked off camera, we had mentioned that, I could really think that puts it on us as, viewers and fans. We already know it's worth $24 million. It's been stated. It's been, but will it be worth more because we think it should be worth more because of whose head this diamond is on? I don't know. Or maybe it'll be worth less. I don't know. I'm wondering if we're going to hear in the future if he lost this diamond. You know, is it insured? Is he going to misplace it? How secure is it on his forehead?
You misplace something like that, it sounds like it's going to rip like half his like forehead open. Like his skin's going to just
and if
peel
it
back.
doesn't, like, what does it look like if it does go missing? You have this indentation, I'm imagining, in your forehead, and do you replace it right away? Do you get another one, or do you just say, oh, I learned, my lesson from that, and you just have this permanent diamond? I don't know.
So people have gold teeth, so now a pink diamond forehead.
Copycat, yeah. I mean, is this our future? Are we going to be seeing the younger
Studded.
generation, instead of
Studded,
saving for a car, they're saving for a gemstone in the body? I don't know. I know there's a lot of piercing modifications that people are doing. We've seen it. So is this the new trend?
It's a pretty expensive trend.
Yeah.
It's pretty extreme,
Maybe a rock
too.
or something, some super glue. I don't know. The fake ones will be interesting. Cubic zirconia.
Yeah. Well,
Or
even if
a
it is
pebble.
just custom jewelry or not fake, it'll be interesting just to see if the younger generation just wants to play copycat and just, whether they like tape it, glue it up there just to be like Uzi. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I really do worry about the health issues of it, though. Maybe it's the mom in me coming out, but I'm not into the whole. I have 2 cute little earrings. That's all I have pierced. The gauge is the piercing, but putting something in your head like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
some
know.
pretty extreme people. I
There's-
mean, you
yeah,
see
I
the
know.
people with the horn implants
Yes.
and stuff. So
The medals.
just the next thing, I guess.
Also, another light, fun topic for Valentine's Day is, can you find your Irish husband online
Maybe.
this Valentine's
Maybe.
Day? Maybe, Martha May says.
You would think Martha May picked this article.
And I didn't, but I am going
know.
to find this website. A little leprechaun. I need a little leprechaun.
We all have a checklist when it comes to finding the perfect life partner. Tall, dark, handsome, and Irish, apparently, as the
Nice.
article says. There's currently about 20,000 active members across 100 countries, ranging from the U.S. and Australia. It just goes on and on and on. But wow, I thought you can't do this kind of stuff anymore.
Why? Why can't you do it?
It's frowned on.
The dating
It's like-
dating apps, or
no,
just is
this-
it more mail? That's not
The mail order.
This
Is it
is
mail
literally
order? It is mail order.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
a mail order husband.
Well, first of all, this is going to sound probably terrible, but I'm just glad to see the tables are turned. Usually we're talking about mail order brides, so this is different. And then they're Irish, so I don't know. I think it's interesting.
And
It's
they
fun.
love women. They love family. They love the American women, and their sense of culture and booty and different things like that, and their personality. No, they said that in there, that the tall, dark, and handsome guy, loves the Midwestern culture. See, how come I am
And
not
so
on
it's-
the site yet?
Yeah, so it's it's
say, I feel like
reversed.
you're describing
It's
yourself.
reversed.
I know. Tall, dark, and handsome, maybe a leprechaun, but they're saying like the Irish, you might fall in love with the little accent and different things like that. So don't be surprised to be overwhelmed by his little bit of accent. How it'll swizz you over and everything. And no, they're saying how successful it's been. So, yeah, I never heard of it. Maybe that's my
I
next.
can't remember. Did it
Your
say
next
how long it was?
adventure.
How
Your
long
next
has it been up?
adventure.
May of 2015, it looks
Okay,
like.
so it's been.
I would imagine there's probably a find love site for everything you could think of.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got
Farmers.com. I mean, they got
Christian love
everything.
and,
Republicans.com,
this
yeah.
and
Soulmates.com.
Italian love. You probably
I
find
think they have
machismo
it
love or
all,
something.
so.
So, it's different.
I think
yeah.
it's great. They
It's fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with it. I think that what I would say, I hate to find a negative here, but I've had some lengthy conversations with a lot of people, and unfortunately, human trafficking starts in places like this.
Right.
And I didn't really. I mean, I'm trying not to think of it like that.
Right.
But it really does start in things like this. And so, are there young Irish men? Is this, you know what I'm saying? So that was a concern that I had reading this. But
With anything, you got to be careful. You got to be cautious. So, yeah.
They're just putting men up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Especially if he's the little leprechaun guy.
Oh.
You put him on a pedestal, yeah.
yeah,
They want to be taken care of, too.
Fun.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about dating, let's talk about these stories from the front lines of the pandemic dating. I'm not going to really read this one either, but because let's talk about it. I think it's really important. It talks about how different this is dating over the age of 50 and how much more challenging it is.
I did.
You sent the article in?
Yep.
What was your thought?
Well, I just think that the pandemic has changed how we socialize anymore. And, it caught my attention because it said dating in general is hard. Being single is hard. And then over 50 is even harder. And then try doing it during a pandemic. Like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I just wanted to,
I can vouch for that. Amen.
I just wanted to read into some insight of how they, looked at it. And it was every story I read. Like you said, there's about 4 or 5 stories that were just, it made you feel good. It was neat. And how they didn't let something like a pandemic affect and falling in love. And I think one of them even said was the greatest thing that happened to him. So,
Just a way to navigate a little differently.
Yeah.
And I think it forces people, because of people's fears of corona, it forces people to vet their potential dates a little bit more so that they aren't exposed to somebody. They're making sure that it's a true connection before they go out on a date.
I thought it was interesting how because you're working from home, so many people are working from home right now, that allowed them to get together because they were both working from home. Whereas if they were going to their jobs, they wouldn't have been able to make this connection because that couldn't have happened.
Busy.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, like one of them was from Milwaukee and one was from Nashville, I believe, but they were able to travel back and forth to each other's homes because they were both still working, but that could have never happened if we weren't in the pandemic. So,
But look at
that's
what
kinda
technology.
neat.
I mean, you can video, you can chat, you can text. Some people nowadays don't even have cell phones. So, you know what I mean? Now you have all this technology at your, access. So it's almost like you're realistically there. I mean, you can video chat and do anything, and it's almost like you're there anyway. So
Yeah.
And maybe you give it a little bit more time than rushing into like a quick date or a quick meeting. You get, it enables you to have a little bit more time to get to know each other. It's sort of forced, but not to, be the damper on things. I'm going to bring up my mom. I'm going to bring up a personal story. She communicates through, social media outlets to find interested companions. And sometimes it doesn't always work out the best for her. And I just think it's good to note that not everybody has good intentions and not everybody is who they say they are. So, most definitely do your investigation, do your research, take your time, be patient, ask the right questions, because I personally have experienced, some interesting situations through family members with that.
So true.
One of the funny, maybe not funny is the best word, but one of the people that was interviewed talked about it actually is cheaper because he's not having to go out to the bar and buy drinks to wheel broads, which
And
I mean, it's a different way to look at it, but
it's kind of true, in a way. I feel bad actually. As a woman, I feel bad for men that they feel they have these expectation and obligations to do this or that.
You're gonna do your due diligence before you come face to face with somebody, and I think that's a big. There was a couple that had talked probably daily for 2 months before they ever met, but they knew when they met that there was something there, and it wasn't just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
So I'll say this: I've been dedicated to the podcasting face to face since the very beginning, pre-pandemic. I started this in late 2019, and I've stuck with that through the pandemic because there's nothing more powerful than a personal face-to-face connection. And so I struggle with this a little bit. I think that I personally think, and my opinion is, we're going to see some issues down the road with this. Just because, like Harmony said too, you can fake it for a really long time online.
Yeah.
Look,
no bowling alleys, no movie theaters. It's even hard to go to the mall and walk around to meet a date. You don't have to go out for drinks all the time, but it's just hard to socialize, to find something to do right now, the way society has put, parameters in place for everything.
But then the people that did connect because they don't have to travel as much anymore, but they could travel together.
Correct.
That's powerful, and that's what they need to do.
Right.
And so that's really my point is that circle back to that connection. You have to meet face to face soon, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. I agree.
You know, again, going, you know, being on an outsider, you know, from a family member and seeing somebody go a year or two without actually ever meeting them, or, you know, a lot of red flags are there. So I hope that, you know, if this continues, I'm so happy for the individuals that meet this way and it works out. I love hearing the good stories, but it's just me. I got to be like, be cautious, you know, not everything is what it seems. And I don't want to be negative Nancy, but it's just true, and I've seen it happen to a lot of people I care about.
My dad would say, "I'll blow and no show," meaning like somebody can talk and talk, but they can't walk the walk. Mm-hmm. So over the phone, they can sound like, or phone or whatever, internet kind of thing, they can sound like, you know, anything they want to be. But until you really meet them in person, do you
there's
really
so much nuance between conversations in person versus online.
Yeah.
I mean, even on FaceTime.
You can't detect
Zoom,
emotion, tone, facial expressions, body language. A lot of stuff is missing.
Right.
And then, you know, when you finally get together face to face and it works out wonderfully, that's amazing, just because all those things were absent. And a lot of guessing, you end up, you know, a lot of assumptions with texting, if that's the only way, or if you're so fortunate to do FaceTime or any of that, that's great. But otherwise, you're assuming a lot, you know, just by somebody's response or a sentence through text.
Yeah, I don't mean to be negative about it. It's my personal bias is face to face. Like, I mean, I could have done podcasts with some very, very influential people, but because of the COVID stuff,
you're stuck with us.
I'm like, right, I'm stuck with you. No, my other podcast.
And you know what? I have a cute little giggle, but I can only say LOL in a text so many times before they like get that I'm actually chuckling or giggling, you know, cackling kind of thing or whatever.
I just think it's funny with that LOL, because really it should be just more like I'm just breathing through my nose. Or, are we ever really laughing out loud? It's just funny how often we actually put that at the end of something, snorting out loud.
Yeah. No, but there was a reconnection in here in one of the stories too, that they had been together in the past and they reconnected because life was able to slow down, realize how they missed each other. That's really powerful.
Nice.
So it's a tool that you can use in a good way or in a negative way, unfortunately, like everything. But a lot of good, feel-good stuff here for sure. Especially when the guy doesn't have to buy drinks and dinner, right?
Or the girl.
Or
what
the
about
girl.
Dutch? It's okay to be
and
Dutch.
I'm just going to say, who doesn't love love? It's just nice to get together and not have to feel that it's so materialistic, that drinks have to be bought, that dinner has to be made, and, you know, just enjoying one's company.
Harmony, you're going to make me cry now.
Well, let's talk about some cockroaches then.
Right? On that note.
And since this is a gift, we're going to give the gift away today, right now, at this moment. Now, last week, if you entered in, we actually had the Valentine's gift. So this is a gift on Valentine's Day. But who remembers what last week's Valentine's gift was?
Pedicure and
$75 dinner and pedicure.
Absolutely. So who knows what's in here? We have flat screen TVs to give away. We have Disney Plus memberships to give away. More restaurant gift certificates to give away, all kinds of stuff. So
nice.
Who should get it, Craig? You get to decide today.
Me.
Pressure's off of me.
Martha May needs some love here.
Like, is there actually a choice?
No, I didn't have a choice.
Valentine's Day gift.
And then we're going to talk about cockroaches.
Yeah. And then we get to talk about cockroaches. That's kind of cocky.
Yeah.
You've been waiting for that all week, haven't you?
All day.
That's how I know we all get along. We were all waiting for that.
It's like, did you notice we all paused? Waited for you?
Yep. It was perfect.
You didn't know I was going to say it, though.
Oh, we knew you were going to say something.
My coworker told me to say that. Thanks, Jane.
All right, so before you open it, we have to give them the number, right?
Yep.
Do you remember the number?
No.
Okay.
You tell us.
507-944-7395. You need to text in a word. Who's going to pick the word this week?
Love.
Oh, I love it.
Text in the word love to 507-944-7395 to win this gift.
Means something when she uses her teeth.
Now, it's not roses. We all know Valentine's Day is about flowers.
Well, this is Valentine's Day, but they get
I know. I'm just saying it's Valentine's Day, but they get a beautiful gift of... The gift of the week is a $50 gift card to your favorite local restaurant. That's
excellent.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Very nice.
So if you are not local, the Rochester area, that's okay, because what we're going to do is the winner gets to pick the local restaurant, right? So if you win and you live in Florida, one of my favorite places, you just tell me the local restaurant that you want, and then we're going to call it in and get a gift certificate sent to you. So that's it.
Awesome.
That's all you have to do. 507. I do too. Isn't it great?
You can be anywhere.
Can I? Yeah, absolutely. 507-944-7395. Love. Text the word love. All right. Cockroaches.
Is that not cute or what?
It's entertaining.
I'm going to buy a few of them.
A few of them. You have
They're
more
only
than one.
$5.
It says
$5.
it says this is a hissing cockroach. You can name them after an X. So what you're trying to say is you have a few X's to.
Yeah, and they're not in Texas. No,
I feel
X's
bad
in
for all the
Texas.
Chris's because I'm going to name one Chris. I'm going to buy one.
Oh.
It's just funny because you know that you have somebody in mind when you think of this. And I always just feel bad for the common name people. You're like, Chris. And then you got all the Chris's. I'm sure you have some names. Martha May.
Roger, yeah, okay. So, is that common? Is that common? But you know what? Then it's going to a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Right,
It is. And this is kind of funny. I thought the second paragraph says forgiving and forgetting is tough. When it comes to your heart being ripped out by an ex, years of therapy could be the solution to get over that. Or you could name a hissing cockroach.
This is gonna be
That's great.
This is gonna be it.
I feel positivity in this. It's like, you're just... There's
Kind of
unhealthier
anonymous.
ways to handle it.
So this is dual purposeful for me because that morning that I seen the article, I came into work and I said, I just had my allergy shots. I'm allergic to flowers. I'm allergic to all these things, including deathly allergic to cockroaches. And I found that out in my allergy testing. And my coworker says, "Oh, you can buy a cockroach for $5 in honor of a loved one." I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is perfect!" Like just because I can't ever will be able to be around a cockroach. Now that I know I'm deathly allergic to them, now I can buy a cockroach in honor for Valentine's Day of an ex. So how,
Are we honoring them? Is that the right?
Well,
It depends on the person. Depends on the ex.
for me, it'd be honoring.
But
yeah.
I think it's great. I think the coincidence is that you're allergic, and then yet here you go.
Yeah.
And the cockroaches are fed to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fed to
Zoo.
zoo animals.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's great.
It's kind of sadistic, but hey, whatever.
It's
right.
great.
It's thinking outside the box. And I think it's
looking out-
wonderful.
And it's a great
Yeah.
fundraiser for the local.
It is.
zoo,
Exactly.
It is.
I'm not sure. Let's move on.
Yeah. Right.
College student donates GameStop gains to buy video games for sick kids. And this is actually right here out of Minnesota. I'm not going to read much about it either, but he's a Minnesota college student that is going to Cornell University, and he donated 6 Nintendo Switches as well as it says a heap of games. And he purchased this through his earnings on the our Wall Street Bets deal that they went in on GameStop. Powerful, because at the end of the article, he said he doesn't want to become the Suits. I was like, wow. So he wanted to give back.
Nice.
This is a Robin Hood type story, right? And not Robin Hood the app.
Not the app, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole different topic, a different day for sure. But this is really, I mean, this was a great story for me because he really won big here, and he gave it right back.
I love this story because it's a perfect example of a decent human being.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
He made a lot of money.
And at a very young age, too. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? To
20
be able
years
to
old.
give back, like, or to think that that's the right thing to do. I thought that was cool
Yeah,
because
that
an average,
mentality.
was he 20?
20, I think.
Yeah,
it
he
said,
could have,
yeah.
I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do this. And
Yeah.
I thought that was really touching. Very nice.
Completely.
His parents must be very proud.
Yes.
I was just thinking that
Absolutely.
too. I'm like, good job, parents. Because it starts somewhere, and he's 20. He's young.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Good story.
Minnesota nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Minnesota nice is the best, isn't it? And obviously, we could talk a lot about the GameStop thing, but I think that just because he was able to win big in that and that's a gamble to do what they did.
Big time.
And a lot of people did win big, and Wall Street is really scrambling on this one, and I think rightfully so. But when you can say win, I say win because to me the stock market is a gamble, but you're winning all this money, right? And he chose to really just turn around and give back. Amazing. Anybody else?
That's beautiful, yeah.
I know we're gonna have this a short episode since everybody wants to get at it for. I mean, wait, what? Valentine's Day? Who?
We're not like that here.
So we should definitely talk about Chucky.
Yes.
Texas emergency alert mistake warns residents to look out for killer doll Chucky. So this is a pretty amazing thing because they have. I'm not going to even read any of the article. I'll just brief it, but it gives a description of the Chucky doll. Literally gives the description: 3'1" doll, blah blah blah, with a knife, and you know his kidnapped victim is 5-year-old male named Glenn, which is in the seat of Chucky. That's his son, and you know I'm like, what? But here's where I was like, someone was playing the game. There's a show on Sci-Fi coming out simply named Chucky.
Little promotion. Something's behind
Coincidence?
it.
Somebody want to, right?
All I gotta say is, first of all, I was surprised how tall he was. I didn't know he was. I actually, maybe it's just from all those years watching those movies. I'm like, I didn't realize he was that tall, but I definitely know those overalls from anywhere. And anytime you see somebody who's 3 feet holding a knife, you should be concerned. But I just thought it was honestly very humorous. Test malfunction. Or was
or
it?
not?
Or
Yeah,
was
I
it?
know. Did somebody hack into it, or how did
Right.
I mean, come on, that seems
So
pretty
the-
specific.
So obviously this isn't very Valentine's-y, but I found the humor in it and just how people make mistakes, and that's where that came from.
Sounds like the same person that does some of the MnDOT road signs.
Ah,
Was in charge
yeah.
of the Amber
are
Alert.
good.
Some
Those
of them
are
are pretty
good.
clever.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That was
Fun,
funny. It was
fun way to end the night.
Yeah.
I think it's a really great way to end the night.
Chucky kidnaps his own son.
Or the night is just beginning. Yeah, you could say that.
It's absolutely.
And to end it, how many calls did they get that night, right? Of like...
It didn't say. I looked for it briefly, but it
I mean,
didn't
I can't
say.
even imagine. Like, I think I seen them on 2nd and West. I mean, I don't...
Right.
I'm just imagining, did you get phone calls for that? And
Yeah.
then maybe I'm more concerned about the person who called in than... But I don't know.
It's good.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. A lot of fun. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We're going to wrap up, and we have Lisa to my right. How do we
Happy
find
Valentine's Day. Lisa at Salt and Pepper Photography, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
you? Let's go round the rectangle table. Harmony.
Harmony Sage. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. You can find me on Facebook.
Happy V-Day from Martha May. Martha May Kashadi on Facebook.
Happy Valentine's Day from Craig Nugent on Facebook and Instagram.
I am Matt Logan. You can find me at mattloganspeaks.com or every possible social media network that they haven't taken off. Like Parler. I got to add Parler in there every week. I don't want people to forget about Parler.
No.
I think that's an interesting thing. So we'll see you next week. Hey, a lot of people have asked how they can support the work we're doing here at Matt Logan Speaks. Well, you see this hammer that I got in my hand? It's pretty big. All you have to do is hammer the share button. Go ahead and hammer out a comment to us. Go ahead and hammer the like button. Go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Go ahead and hammer the notification bell so that when we have new content up, you're the first to know about it. We really appreciate the comments, shares, likes, because you know what? That's the best way you can support us, because the algorithms on all these fancy computers, that's what they need. We appreciate it.